John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're doing a review demo of the Cali76 Limiting Amplifier by Origin Effects. Let me tell you a little bit about the Cali76. It's based on the URI 1176, which is a coveted, hard-to-find compressor. This is the Cali76 is far more accessible for most of us. It can be used both as a guitar effect, or if you'd like, you could run it in Pro Tools, or any kind of recording device, run an effects loop out and compress anything you like on it, from vocals to bass to whatever. Before I tell you more about this pedal, let me tell you about everything else in the signal chain. I'm playing my 1973 stock Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, and it's running straight into the Cali76. The 76 is going into a Fender Machete amp, which, as you can see, is perfectly flat, except for the volume is at about 9, and the gain is at about 10. And it's got a little bit of reverb on it. Right now, the Cali76 is at the ratio is 4:1. Input is at 9 o'clock. Input is at 3 o'clock. Output is at about 2 o'clock. Attack is all the way down, and release is all the way up. There's a ton of settings, but that's just kind of one that I dialed into. So the Cali76 is essentially a compressor, and I've had a love-hate relationship with compressors for a long time. Like 22 years ago, I was on the road, and Stan Lynch of the Heartbreakers came out with this, and he told me that Mike Campbell used an MXR compressor all the time, and I wanted to sound like Mike Campbell, so of course I bought one and started using one all the time. And it was great because, you know, compressors bring up those things that are a little quiet. They make your guitar so much more responsive. They, notes that are too loud, they'll squash them down. Just everything kind of pops. However, there's a compromise to it because you lose some of the expressiveness, some of the dynamics that you would get without a compressor. And some compressors, particularly most stomp boxes, it's really obvious that you're using a compressor, and you want them a little more subtle. With a Cali76, has the ability of being really subtle, or actually just slapping you in the face, like making it obvious you have a compressor on. So I've liked this pedal quite a bit. Right now, where I have it set with attack and release way down, and the output at about I guess is at about 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. It's giving you a little bit of drive, but if I bring it right to the middle like that, it is a nice kind of a common country music type compressor, you know. Anyway, it makes that you know, traditionally telly kind of stuff pop a lot. And this does it really well. And if you want to add a little bit of grit to it, which of course I do, just turn up the output. That right there is just at 3 o'clock, and here's with it off. So it's a little bit of dirt, but crank that up. That's all the way up. And, you know, who doesn't love dirt? So it'll take a basically clean signal and really give you not only that compression, but some nice overdrive. And you can also hear that you get tons of sustain, which is also a great thing about compression. Particularly slide players love compression because it's just going to make those notes really sing for you. So let me put the attack and the release actually right in the middle and give us even a little more compression. Right now I'm at a 4-to-1. Let's put it at 8. I'll bring back the output a little bit, but so, you know, that's the thing with slide. You really want those notes to just kind of ring forever. And this compressor is a great help in that end. Now, let me just spin a few knobs. You can kind of see some of the other I don't know, aspects of it. Right now, I'm somewhere between 4 and 8. Let me really squash it up here. Kind of turn everything up. See, although it's super compressed right there, to me it still sounds very natural. In fact, I'll turn up the output as well, gives a little more dirt. So you can see right there, that's with the compression all the way up, output all the way up, attack and release all the way up, and just input is down a little bit. But it's a dirty signal, but it's got some clarity to it, if that makes sense. It's, you know, a lot of times in modern records with the whole rectifier thing, overdrive gets so over the top that to me things just don't sit well in a mix. But here you get that dirt, but you also have kind of a distinction and chiminess, I guess you could describe it. So although it's super squashed right there, to me it's still got a subtlety to it. And again, this is with it on, this is with it off. So let me put this to a more subtle setting. I'll bring it down to 4-to-1, put attack and release right in the middle, bring the output back, input up, and then let's try it on a dirty channel. Compression with overdrive is just really makes things pop, like harmonics and such. So. So I'm at a kind of a low volume right now, but that compressor adds so much to that dirty channel. Here it is with it, with the compressor off. Here it is with it on. So as you can see, I mean, it gets a little squealy at this because I'm so close to the amp, but it does make the instrument so alive that it's kind of addictive, that whole compressor thing. Although compressors are really popular in the country thing, like the telly smacking and with heavy rock stuff, at a more subtle setting, say putting output in the middle, attack and release in the middle, ratio in the middle, it's kind of a nice, it'd be kind of a nice, I don't know, sort of a jazzy thing, like it. Anyway, fairly transparent. Things pop like those bass notes, and the kind of backbeat chordal stuff all kind of level out. So it's a very handy tool to have. That's the basic rundown of the Cali76. To read the written review, go to premierguitar.com. And while you're online, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll keep you up to date on all the cool new gear that's out there and rig rundowns.